Hello guys, today I'm going to discuss section C for TRIAL exam Kedah paper 2, TRIAL exam paper 2 section C. Alright, so let's have a look of how challenging is the question. So this question is actually involving your math skills, which is bearing. So let's read through the question before we start. You must really understand the problem before you solve the hot question. So Rashid was driving his boat towards west. He saw a lighthouse in about 25 kilometer to the 235 bearing from original point, and the angle from the west to the lighthouse is the obtuse angle. Now let's sketch out the problem. Okay, with the sketching, then you can have good imagination to solve the problem. So the original place. Okay, let's sketch out the original place. This is the place whereby Rashid start. Original place. Okay, driving to the west, so heading to the west, and he saw a lighthouse in about 25 kilometer to the bearing of 235 from the origin. So this is origin, so we just roughly measure 235 degree. So 235 will be somewhere around more than 180 like this. Okay, so we draw. So this is 235 bearing from the north, measure clockwise. Still remember the max skill for bearing. So the question is telling you that Rashid is heading to the west, and then the angle, okay, here is actually obtuse, right? So this is what is the information of the question. The angle from the west to the lighthouse is obtuse. Okay, so that is what the question instruction. So let's roughly label where is the lighthouse. The lighthouse is somewhere around here. So this is a lighthouse position, right? Alright, so now what the question 1, construct a diagram showing the situation. So okay, so we continue. So the lighthouse is there, so this is obtuse, so this angle is obtuse. So now the question say what is the distance travel of the boat from the lighthouse. If the distance is 16 kilometer from the lighthouse, so this is 16. So now you need to solve the x, let's say. Okay, distance travel, that's x. Alright, so Rashid is traveling to the west, right? So this is the distance travel x. So we actually have the distance here 25 kilometer, this 16 kilometer, and this angle I'm sure you know how to find. This is west, so this is 270 minus 235. So now we can find the x using cosine rule, because I'm sure you cannot use a sine rule, so we are going to use a cosine rule. So this angle and the sine. Alright, so we have the two sides here. So let's write down the cosine rule. 16 square equal to x square plus 25 square minus 2x 25 cos this angle, right? Cos 35, right? Okay, so now you need to press your calculator to solve the equation. Alright, so let's solve it together. So I'm sure if you simplify, you will get the answer like this. So let's simplify the quadratic equation. Alright, so I think I will have the quadratic equation like this. Let me write down x squared plus this one minus this one, you will get how many? 369, isn't it? And this 2 times 25 cos 35, you get 40.96x, right? So this is not a general form, so please write answer in general form before you can plug into the formula. Alright, so you have to show the proper step because this is actually paper 2. So negative b. Alright, this is b squared. There is a negative here. Square minus 4 times 1 times the 369 over the 2 times 1. Okay, so what is the answer for x? If you press your calculator, you get 13.38. You will have to answer. Why? You will have to answer. Alright, because you see, there is 2 possibility. Let me show you. Okay, if let's say Rashid extend further, okay, extend further to this point. Let's say this point, which is also 16 kilometer. Isosceles, this is ambiguous case, right? Okay, so later you should actually find the other distance, which is longer than x. So for this part, for b, actually the distance that you should use for b is actually just 13.38, but for b1 you have to take 27. For this question, you have to take 27.58 kilometer minus 13.38 kilometer. Then you will get the difference, which is actually you get 14.2 kilometer, right? Because there are 2 possible positions, which is west 1 and west 2. So there are 2 positions for Rashid. So for this one is longer. This is 27.58, and for this one, just now the one which is actually shorter. Okay, so this one is actually just 13.38, right? So that means the question is asking you to find this one. Let me write down. The question is asking for this distance. Alright, so which is 14.2 kilometer. Okay, there's a difference between the W1 and W2. Understand? Alright, so it's very challenging, isn't it? It's okay, but it's very interesting. Okay, then we see what the question one for the B. What is the bearing, right? What is the bearing? Okay, you can refer to the link for the question. What's the bearing, okay, of the lighthouse from the second point? Okay, from the second point is here. What is the bearing? What the question one is here? You understand what the question one? The question actually want you to find. Let me highlight to you. The question actually want you to find this one. Okay, bearing. This is north. This angle, right? This called bearing. So before you can find the angle there, you should be able to find this one. Okay, let me highlight to you. You should be able to find this angle, which is here. This is theta 1, let's say. Okay, so we need to find theta 1. Actually, in fact, here also theta 1, and this is theta 2. So now we'll focus to this triangle. Let me draw out. Okay, so now let's see. You are having problem like this. You are having the problem like this. You have the triangle. Alright, so now this is 35, isn't it? This is 25, right? This is 16, right? So isosceles. So this is ambiguous case, right? Okay, now we have to find this angle. Then only we can find the bearing. So I'm going to find that angle sine theta 1 over 25 is equal to sine 35, right, over 16. Okay, this is 35. Clear? Understand? So let me show you. This is sine rule. Okay, so if you solve the sine theta 1, sine theta 1 is actually 25 sine 35 degree over 16. So if you solve the theta 1, you should have two answers. One is acute angle 63.66 degree, which is theta 1, and then for theta 2 you take 180 minus 63.66 degree, so you will get the answer, which is 116.34 degree, right? So the theta 2 is actually here, so let me write down theta 2. Okay, but the question is not asking for theta 2. The question is asking for the bearing. Let me highlight to you. The question is asking you to find this bearing. Alright, this is 90 degree because this is west, this is north. So the question is asking for this one. Let me highlight for you this bearing. So that's why you have to take 90 plus theta 1. Okay, so the bearing, okay, the bearing of the lighthouse, okay, of the lighthouse from the second point is 90 degree plus the 63.66 degree, right? So the bearing should be 153.66 degree. All right, understand? All right, so this is a very good horse question. So you have to get used to this kind of question right now, so that you are confident next year. So that's all my sharing for today. Till then, I shall share with you more horse question in my next video sharing. Bye bye and have a nice day. Alright, so to be continued soon. See you. Look forward to see you in next year's video sharing. Bye. Happy New Year.